Don Mazzella again here for Small Business Digest. We have a very unusual guest for me, someone who runs a company. She's Latino. I found out with a wonderful name, Ashley Crowder. Now,
Thanks. I'm not Latino. Our company name is just VNTANA, which means window in Spanish, but yeah.
You have an accent though. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, talk about you know what assumptions do, and I won't say it on the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the word, so we named the company.
It's a great. It's called VNTANA, and she'll explain what it means because Ashley's here to talk about herself, her company, and how it can help small business. Ashley, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Okay, Ashley, first tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to run a company like this.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I've always wanted to start my own company since I was a kid, selling granola bars on the bike trail, always trying to make some extra money. During college, I actually imported 3D glasses from China to resell them. That's how I met my co-founder. He was also importing glasses from China and reselling them. So who does that for fun and extra money? So that's how we met. So obviously, we both were always very entrepreneurial, wanted to start our own company. We met at USC. So I was in the engineering school, Ben was in the business school. The engineering school actually has a partnership with the military called ICT, where they fund research into 3D, AR, and VR tech. So that's where I first got exposed to 3D technology. So this was, almost 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. And I just fell in love with it and was like, this is going to change everything. It's going to affect every industry. This is what I want to do. It really combined my creativity with engineering. And so we ended up, co-founding VNTANA, and we started the company almost 9 years ago. So back then, the web couldn't support 3D content. People's phones couldn't do AR yet. So when we started, we were doing location-based experiences for brands. So we would create mixed reality experiences for, Adidas, Nike, these other big brands. And we built a profitable company doing that, but nobody ever had the right files to do 3D stuff. So over the years, we wrote a lot of software to help automate the process and make it easier and plug and play. And so in 2019, we said, look, websites can now support 3D. Everybody's phone is now capable of some pretty good augmented reality. The software we wrote for ourselves, we could actually launch as a platform, and it would enable anybody to create interactive 3D and AR experiences on their website. So we ended up launching the software platform February 2020, which is very good timing. Yeah. So and that's really, we're a software company today. And the way I always explain it is just like Vimeo and YouTube made it incredibly easy to upload, embed, and share video. We make it incredibly easy to upload, embed, and share 3D with augmented reality built in.
And your website?
And our website is VNTANA.com. It's VNTANA.com. So yeah, it means it's window in Spanish, but we dropped the E for trademark reasons. There's a lot of window companies in LA called VNTANA. So yeah.
Okay, but let me back up and explain for me and for I think a lot of people in the audience exactly. I could make a 3D virtual reality 2 or 3 minute program and then upload it so other people could see it. Is that how it works?
Kind of. So yeah. So if you design or manufacture your own products, you probably have a CAD file or something similar that actually is a 3D file. If you have that, our software is plug and play. So you can actually upload that to our software. Our software automatically will convert it and create a link where you can actually just embed that interactive 3D viewer onto your website. So if you've ever added a video to your website, it works the same way. And then we have augmented reality built in. So you put this on your website. I'm a consumer. I load your product page. I can click and move around that 3D model. So instead of just a picture or video, I can actually see every single angle of it. And then if I click view in augmented reality, AR for short, I can actually hold up my phone and see that product in my living room.
Oh,
So I can see if that couch, fits in my living room, or I can see how big that tent is. So it really gives consumers the confidence to buy online because you can really see that product true to size as if you were shopping in a real store.
hmm, wow. And who, now, what sort of companies are using your product? Oh,
Yeah, we work with a variety of companies. So, big and small. So we work with a lot of apparel, fashion, footwear, and purses. You can imagine, the number one reason a purse is returned is it was bigger or smaller than I thought it was. So being able to use AR, you can actually see it true to size. Furniture and home goods, same thing. So I can see that chair in my living room, and lots of various, outdoor equipment. So you think about tents and grills, anything where it's a product, we're seeing more sides of it, and seeing its true size would really help that customer confidently make that purchase. Yeah.
but let's say I've just developed a um, refrigerator pack for my car, let's say,
Mhm.
you know, um, but I don't have it as a can. I have it right there in front of me. Can I film it and send it to you as well?
So you can. So yeah, we can create the 3D models for you. So we do have like a turnkey service where all you would need to do is send us pictures. So send us whatever pictures you have. If you have dimensions of the product, a lot of people just send us straight to their product page. So just from the product page, we can see the photos and dimensions, and then we can create the 3D model for you. And then our software is what lets you like put it on your website.
Okay. Well, most small business people will then ask you the next question. How much would it cost for you to create that product?
Yeah, so our pricing is based on the number of 3D models. So to create a 3D model, it depends on the complexity. So, a car is way more complicated than a bowl, for
Mm,
example. But to create a 3D model is generally, in the $200 to $500 range per model. And then our software is also based on the number of 3D models you have. And so that ranges anywhere from 6,000 and kind of goes up from there.
so, the 6,000 buys you what? I'm sorry, I don't know what that buys you.
That buys a license to our software, and our software is what enables you to just like it's what puts the 3D and augmented reality on your website.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not bad. So, in effect, we're reaching the point where it's almost as if we were sitting here right now. You could put a 3D model literally into this interview if it came to that. Am I correct?
Yeah, we are correct. I started Zoom regular, but I could have started it with my other camera and I could show some stuff. I didn't think ahead.
Oh, oh, uh, I, um, hmm, I
Here, I
don't
can
know how to
switch it
do it,
really
but
quick.
what?
Yeah. Let me see if I can switch it really quick. Let's see. There we go. Oh, you can't see me. There we go. I just put some sunglasses on. So this is an example of augmented reality, right? So
Yeah.
these are, it's a 3D model of a pair of glasses, and with the Snap camera, actually Snapchat, which people don't realize, you can actually use that camera in other places like Zoom. And so I'm wearing my sunglasses.
But this is, they're not real. That is something you've created. Am I
Yeah,
right?
this is virtual. Yeah, it's a virtual model. You can kind of tell if I
Wow.
go like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Do you
Yeah.
have one picture of something else like a tent that you mentioned earlier?
I can show some of that. There we go. I got the glasses off. So yeah, I can kind of share my screen. I think, showing is always super helpful.
I can allow you to share the screen, I
Okay,
think.
great. Yeah, so we've got a chair. Yep, I can share it. Yeah, so this is our actual software platforms. This is what we mean when we say software. So I can click and drag and move around the chair completely. So this is what we mean by 3D. I can, zoom in and see all those details. And
Wow.
then for anybody watching this, you can actually scan this QR code, and that will allow you to place, the chair right in your living room or wherever you are. And it will show up true to size.
Really amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And yeah, and that's the thing. It really is, it's affordable, it's reasonable. If you think about, the fact most of our clients are seeing 3D actually doubles conversion rate online, increases average cart size by 60% and reduces returns by 40%. So just upgrading from 2D images to 3D really does help your bottom line at the end of the day.
Well, as a small business, it would be a great tool. So they pay $6,000 a year for that, for the ability to do that.
It starts at that. So it depends on how many 3D models you have. So, and that's how we're able to work with small and big companies. So typically bigger companies have more products. And so they pay a higher license, and, smaller companies usually have less products and it's a lower license. So we have different tiers.
Okay, but how many products would be at the 6,000 level? The only reason I say that, that's what most of my audience would be at.
Yeah, so you'd be starting at about 15 products for that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your website again for people who want to learn more.
Yep, it's just ventana.com, VNTANA.com. And we also have more examples there. And you can also follow us on LinkedIn. We also post lots of fun articles and things just about how to, improve conversion rates for e-commerce. And I didn't mention, but a lot of our companies also use for B2B sales. So, if you're a furniture company, but you don't sell to consumers, maybe you sell to businesses. Think about, you could just share a link with your client to show them, what that design would look like in their office, for example. So we also work with a lot of B2B clients as well.
It would seem to me if you were designing furniture, this would be an ideal way to save you a trip out to your customer's place. Am I reading it right?
Definitely. And that's why we saw, with COVID, a lot of people just couldn't travel or they had to shut down their showrooms. So this was a great way to do that. And then using 3D, people saved lots of money. So, they're sticking with it. But even if even if you're like, no, I'm always, want to bring them to my real showroom, you can only display so many products,
Yeah.
there's only so much space. So, adding 3D just gives you the ability to display more inventory, make it easier for your client, take it home. They can show, their kids or whoever. People have a lot of fun with it.
Uh, you also, if I noticed, put the specifications next to the product.
Yeah, so you can add all types of attributes. So for our clients who sell B2B, they actually use our software to create like a 3D showroom. So you can have a page, with say all your spring collection products, and maybe you have your MSRP price, your list price, the material it's made out of, lead time, any of that information you'd want your buyers to see.
And you can, is it difficult to update?
Nope, it's super easy. So everything's web-based. So, it doesn't matter what computer you have, you can log on, and you simply hit edit, type in the information. Sorry about that. Simply hit edit, type in the information, and hit save. So
But what about bandwidth?
yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Any normal at home internet, would be fine. So,
But if you're on a website, you're draining an awful lot. I would assume you're draining an awful lot when 20 or 30 people come on simultaneously. I mean, does it slow down the system?
no, so we, our whole software is on the cloud, and it has a CDN that's global. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's going to load really fast. The other, proprietary secret sauce of VNTANA is we've built what we call optimization algorithms. So we don't need to get super technical, but basically
They're
it's
not with me.
smart. Yeah, it's really smart 3D compression. So we've basically been able to like compress the 3D models to be really small, but they still look good. And so they're going to load really fast on your website.
Okay. I'm going to go sideways. Now, it's you and your partner. You're a private company?
Yep, we're a private company.
Okay. How have you financed all of this?
Yeah, so in the beginning, we bootstrapped for a long time, just made it work.
Hmm.
And then we raised a round of funding end of 2019, beginning of 2020. And that, we launched the product, we made a number of milestones, and then we just raised another round of funding in October. We've got some really great investors on board. Mark Cuban invested along with Brendan Arrive. He was one of the co-founders of Oculus. So if there's any VR people out there, he created the VR headset that Facebook bought. Yeah, so we ended up getting some great investors on board to help.
Well, now I'm going to go sideways and ask you a question. Before pandemic, I attended a program where companies pitched their efforts to angel investors, and I pointed out of the 48 people on the stage, only one was a woman. How do you find that in a world where it seems that the men still predominate? How do you deal with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, my first job was at an oil refinery, so I've always been in male-dominated fields. But yeah, I mean, look, I want more women in the room. I think, I personally know lots of women founders. There's a lot of great networks out there where you can meet more women founders and network. I'm also part of a group that is all about like helping women VCs, so women venture capitalists, because we also need more women on the investor side too. So it's chicken or the egg situation, because women in general, I think last year, women got 3 or 4% of all funding. So of all the funding that went to startups, only 3 to 4% went to women founders, which is just terrible. So
Yes.
yeah, it's unbelievable. So, and I think, a lot of it, it's not malicious. It's, people invest in people they trust, and tends to be people they've known a long time. And you tend to know people who are more like you, that comes down not just men versus women, but race. There's a lot of factors, and the people you hang out tend to be similar to you. And that's what leads to, these fields that don't have a lot of diversity. So, whether you're, if you are an investor or venture capitalist firm, you do need to make a concerted effort to make sure you're hearing at least pitches from a variety of founders, and making sure you're opening up your network, because so much of it is personal introductions, and
Yes.
how many people know that many venture capitalists, So
Very interesting. Okay, we have just a couple of minutes left. What would you like to leave our audience with? And at the end of it, give your website again.
yeah, I would leave you with 3D can be easy, I promise, and it's doable. So definitely reach out at VNTANA, just VNTANA.com. We'd love to help create some 3D models for you, and really just show you how it can help improve your sales. So
Okay. Well, on that note, we say, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. I learned a lot. I hope our audience did as well. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.